Hello everyone, welcome to another video presentation from the Tahlequah Public Library. My name is John. Hi. And across from me is my coworker Jane.
Hi.
And we'll be doing the presentation here on these items. Today our Library of Things presents fun and games from our collection of things. These things can be checked out just like a regular book or any item like that. These will include things like board games, yard games, arts and crafts, and more. Today we are showcasing 5 fun family games. To start off with, we'll just give a quick presentation. Crazy Forts over here is a system of sticks and balls that you can put together to create all kinds of neat spaces, and you wrap them and they neat little forts. Clask is a magnetic table game, very similar to air hockey, but you use a magnet. And we have castle blocks here, where you can build your favorite fantasy castle and all kinds of neat structure things. Really fun game. Of course, in the back is the favorite giant Jenga game. It's very similar to the same one, except it's just big and tall. You can get up to 4 feet tall, maybe even 5 feet with the design, the blocks, and test your skills. And finally, right here is a fun yard game from Sweden. We call it Viking Yard Game. And it's a game sort of similar to a cross between lawn bowling and horseshoes. So without further ado, let's get started with our presentations. Okay, our first presentation is Giant Jenga. It's, like we said, it's just like a small game. So Jane and I are going to get started. We're going to start setting it up, and we'll explain a couple things for setting up. So I'm going to take the lid back from our storage bin. And since Jane has not played the game, we are going to take these blocks and kind of set it here, and we're going to start stacking. The way you do it is you stack 3 at a time on top of each other, like so, and then Jane is stacking them this way. And what you want to do is, as you see Jane's doing, you stack them one way and then across the other way. Okay, so the object is to get all these stacked. Now, as it starts getting up higher, what one can do is take a straight edge. It can be a board, wood board, or cardboard or something. I have a box here on a straight edge that we can, as we go up, we want to kind of keep it sort of straight as it builds up along this line right here. So Jane and I are going to keep going, build it up. Okay, as you can see now, we've completed our tower of Jenga blocks. Jane and I, we made them pretty square using, like we said, the straight edge, so it's 90 degrees to the floor. The key to the game is to actually find a loose block below the top completed story. That's these 3 blocks on top. And you pull out a loose block. For this example, you have to use 2 fingers, whatever fingers you want. You can't hold it with your hand and hold it down and actually pull a block out. So what you do is try to find a loose one like this, and then if that's the one you want, you can pull it out. If it's not the one you want, do not remove your finger from the block, push it back in, and look for another block. So when it's your turn, pull it through, you pull that block out very gently and place it on top. Now the next player will pull a block from anywhere below this finished story up here on top, completed story. And then what you do is you pull the blocks out and complete the 3 blocks on top. And then at that point you can pull a block from that other story. And then you just keep building up, and to the point where the player who actually pulls one out and it causes the tower to topple, they lose, the other player wins. So we will put this back in place. Now let Jane go first, and then we'll just go from there. Oh! Oh! Well, that's how it's played, folks, and I hope you had fun watching that. And we're going to move right along to our next little presentation. Okay, for our second presentation, we're going to demonstrate castle blocks. We have several blocks, 150 blocks. They come in different shapes like bridges and towers, round little support systems, things like that. What you do is build your fantasy castle with this. The game comes with the blocks, of course, a shape reference sheet so you can quickly reference it. And then there's a little instruction manual, and it gives you an example of a castle that you could build. There's also several different design stuff on YouTube and on the internet, so have fun looking that up. It's called Castle Blocks. So Jane and I are going to just start building ourselves away, and we'll see what we come up with. All right, well, we have come to kind of the end here. We haven't used all the blocks up. There's still a few more, but we just kind of made a random design, and you can see it's very fun. Sometimes things get a little precarious, and you have to be careful building up too high. But as you can see, there's some arches that you can link things together, build bridges. There's little kind of like little fencing that was on castles for, or you can use it down to defense type things. But there's plenty of blocks, and we hope you have fun using it. Okay, welcome to our third little presentation here. The next game we're going to kind of perform here, Jane and I, is called Crazy Fort. Basically, connecting balls like this, axis balls they call them, and the sticks that go between them. And as you see, there's several ones here. It also comes with a nice little instruction and introduction brochure that shows different designs you can build on the back and instructs on that. And we're going to pick one of the more simpler ones, and we're going to jump right in and get to it. We have built the basic little shape. This is the entry into the fort, and this is the area of their domain. So what we do now is we take a sheet, and with Jane's assistance, if you help me, we're going to just kind of do this loosely. We're going to use a white cloth cover. You can use sheet, blankets, whatever, and you can cover over the top. now they have a neat little entry right there, and they go on the floor. So if you don't have any couches or chairs or pillows or things to actually build forts in your house, you can check this little game out. Okay, moving on a little bit. Welcome to, this is the fourth presentation of the games. Today we're going to demonstrate the game Class. It's a simple tabletop game with magnetic strikers. I'll explain those in a minute. And it's sort of like, what, Jane, did you call it? Sort of like
air hockey or
air hockey or something like that with magnets.
Yeah.
The game comes with the board, the play board. It comes with a set of instructions. We'll quickly go over that. A nice little pouch to contain all the items. Inside are 4 little white little scoring magnets of sorts. We'll explain those 4.
We were calling them biscuits.
Biscuits, right. It comes with 4, but you play with 3, and there's an extra one. Scoring balls, little yellow scoring balls, you use one at a time. It comes with scoring chips, and on one side of the board right here, it's scored to, or curved to hold the chips as such. What you do is as you score, she'll move it up 1 point at a time until she gets to the end, and that person on that side would win, and the same for the person on this side. And of course, again, the pouch here. Now, the striker and the magnet that you use to play the game comes in 2 pieces. There's usually it's called the steering magnet, or it's sort of like a joystick that you use underneath the board, I'll show you, and the striker on top. As you can see right here, they clamp together and they make that class sound. So you put this on here, put the strike or the steering magnet underneath, and you can steer your striker around. Now you notice that these little white biscuits type things, they're magnets themselves. They can get attracted to the striker. So everything's magnetized. Okay, to set up the game real quickly, I'm going to use 3 of the little white biscuits. We'll set those up like that. Jane, go ahead and
Oh, sorry, John.
that's all right. Go ahead and set up your striker the way I've done on mine. We'll put the extra striker and the extra ball into the little pouch. Keep it safe. And now we're set up. Okay, the object of the game is to get 6 points to the winner during the game. And there's 4 different ways you can collect points. Of course, one is if you knock the ball across and it goes into the scoring goal, the one across from it would get a point for that. The other one, if Jane is playing her magnet, show them, and it gets stuck in there, I would get a point for that penalty. The other way you get a penalty is if the striker breaks loose and is floating out there. If mine broke like that, she would get a point. And the last way to gain a point is if you get 2 magnets or all 3, 2 to 3 on one striker, Jane would get the point for that. So throughout the game, every time you get a point, you stop and reset the game. And as we play, you'll see that. It's a quick, fast, fun game, and we'll get started. Jane? And Jane can start at any corner on her side as I can on mine. If she gains a point and I start, I can pick any corner to start the next kickoff. So go ahead, Jane. Oh! Jane gets a point.
1 point.
Oh, okay. Now you notice her ball went into here, but the game actually stopped after the first.
Yeah, you can't get 2. I can't get 2 points. I got points because you got those white things. Biscuits
right.
stuck to you.
So I'm going to start on this side. So this. Okay, point for John.
Oops, we gotta fix our biscuits here.
All right, and now Jane kicks off. All right, Jane. Oh, Jane, class. Jane gets a point. Oh. Okay, so now I start. I'm gonna go from this side this time. Great. Oh dear. Okay. I have to be very careful. It's really tricky to stay out of this goal with these, I tell you that. Yes! Yes! Let's do that a replay. Oh! get the point, Jane, not you.
Oh, shoot. I started
Okay.
with this get stuck to you, so.
Oh, that was great. Okay, let's go. Oh, no. Oh. Yes. Woohoo! That's a point for John.
I'm gonna quit going on this side.
Wow. Yes. Go. Yes. Point 4. Oh, you can still catch up. Oh, let's get the biscuits back in order. As you can see, this can be a pretty exciting game. Okay, number 5, Jane. Oh no.
Oh, this is match point.
Match point. Do a little dance there. Oh.
Yeah, all the points
Can you
scored on me.
breathe?
I scored them by myself.
Well, anyway, folks, that's how this game is. It's really fun and really exciting. It's probably right there. So we hope you enjoyed this. So now we're going to move along. Okay, welcome to the outside demonstration of Cub, actually Kube. I've been corrected how it's pronounced, Kube. And we have a miniature version of the actual Kube court here set up for us. The actual size of the court should be 16 feet wide by 30 feet long. We've reduced this for our demonstration purposes. To start out, I want to show you that we have our 4 pegs in the corner of our court, one here and the other 3 over, as you can see, around. We have the blocks known as the cubes set up. There are 10 of them. You set up 5 on this side, 5 on that side, approximately how we do it. It doesn't have to be exact. The king is set up in the middle. The object to get the game, and these are our pitons, our throwing sticks. There's 6 of them. Jane, my assistant over here on the other side, she has 1 of them. We have 4 over there. We start out by throwing as close as we can to the king to see who starts the game first. Each side will have the 6 throwing pitons to their advantage to knock over the cubes. The idea is to knock over all the cubes on one side to eliminate them before you get the chance to knock over the king and win the game. So let's go ahead and play the game and get started. Okay, we're going to toss them as close as we can without knocking the king over. Now, actually, yeah, I'm closer, so, okay, I just want for this demonstration, you are to toss the baton or throwing stick end over end like this, no helicoptering like this. So I'm going to go over here, and my goal is to take my 6 baton, and I'm going to try to knock over as many of her blocks on the other side as possible. And I can stand at any point behind this line, behind my edge of the court. So here we go. Okay, Jane. Okay, as I was saying, I threw those 3 blocks that Jane knocked over on my side over there. She set them up. And my goal is to try and knock those over before I can knock any of the other blocks over. So right now, Jane is ahead. Okay, as you can see, I was able to knock down 2 of the blocks there, and there's 1 standing. But that is going to be advantage to Jane. Now her line of throw line moves up to that block that's standing. So she'll come over, and now she can, from that advantage point, throw towards and knock the other 2 remaining blocks down on my side. If she's able to do that, then, and she has at least 2 pitons left in her hand, then she can knock over the king and win the game. So this game went really quick here. If not, if she's unable to knock those over there, then what happens is we collect the 2 blocks that are off the court that have been missed, and then she can move that block standing anywhere on that side to her advantage, so that I have to knock it over before I knock the other 5 in the back.
Now, do I have to stay right behind it, or can I edge over?
No, you can anywhere behind that line.
And now what happens?
Now, you get to throw the king, but you have to be behind the original line of fire. So I want to point out here that Jane has knocked over those 2 blocks. So now she gets the advantage to try to knock the king over but it has to be from behind this line right here. As you can see, our edited court makes it a little easier for her to hit it. It would actually be 30 feet long. So go ahead, Jane.
Don't say that in case I miss.
Go ahead, Jane. That's the end of the game. Yay! Well, basically, thanks for stopping by and viewing all these little presentations. We hope you check this game out and set it up appropriately with the actual dimensions of the court. And there's plenty of videos online to follow and see how the game is done. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again. Bye.
Bye.